Hello and welcome to another episode of Geopolitics and International Relations Vlog. Today I have joined by Professor Dr. Emmanuel Pastreich. He is a director at the Center for Truth Politics at Green Liberty, and he was also the candidate for 2023 for the US president from the Green Party. He's also a PhD from Harvard. Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for joining me.
It's an honor as always, Malik. Thanks for having me.
So, Emmanuel, Elon Musk has announced to launch a new party in the United States. So, how you see this announcement and what is its new? Because he is challenging the two-party system in America. So that is something like quite big that Elon Musk is going to do. How you see it?
Right. Well, I think there is a serious crisis in America. The Republican Party and the Democratic Party are so completely discredited, seen as just serving the interests of the rich and not having any meaningful long-term policy really on anything. And the Democrats are no longer in any way a meaningful opposition. So there is great desire for some sort of alternative. Uh, However, Elon Musk offering on his X account to say we're going to start a new party and the America Party out of the blue. Um, another billionaire coming up with a new idea. I have to say, most of us are quite cynical about the significance of that particular act. However, we could say that even billionaires are starting to feel that there's a need to respond to this tremendous demand for some sort of alternative party.
So, I mean that the point you raised is about the billionaire politics in United States. So we saw
Yeah,
it. That is that there is the billionaires' interest on stake, and that comes ultimately to the politics. So,
absolutely.
how it would be challenging for Elon Musk to go beyond this billionaire politics and one side to save his trillionaire interest, and the on the other side to serve the justice that make difference.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm not sure how seriously I take the whole. The context for it is that Elon Musk had this fallout um, with Donald Trump over his recent budget bill, the BBB, Big Beautiful Bill, which is a terrible bill, and many people think it's a historic shift in America. That the bill is so terrible and it takes so much money away from working people, and it puts so much money into both the military and the police and ICE, secret police, and tax breaks for billionaires, that America will no longer be the same. So the desire for some sort of alternative is very real. However, I must say that myself and my associates, we don't really take this fight between Trump and Elon Musk all that seriously. We tend to see it as a sort of kabuki show for the masses, that they're fighting. There's a difference. There may be, however, some differences in interests and concerns between these two individuals and those around them. And I would not be surprised if, in any case, whoever it is that's behind Elon Musk, um, that they're trying to find some way to cash in on this unhappiness about billionaires in a way that will bring money to billionaires. So this is typical sort of billionaire thinking, you might say. How
Mm.
can we make money off of the the discontent of the vast majority of people about how billionaires monopolize political power?
Indeed. So let me put you another question that there is a perception in the international arena that whoever be in the president officer, the United States policy is mostly run by the so-called deep state.
But
So so how you think that, because when Donald Trump comes into office, he said that he is going to crash this deep state. So what that comes that where is mean that Donald Trump has crushed this deep state, or what is the differences that that led Elon Musk to go for a new party, and
right,
that
right.
they failed to crush that deep state?
Well, I think there is something there that maybe Elon Musk is trying to do his own little Trump battle with the deep state, and he's hinted at this before, but here he's sort of suggesting that because of Trump's big beautiful bill, that Trump has sold his soul, and now it's up to Elon Musk to battle with the deep state. But for either Elon Musk or Donald Trump to say they're this righteous warrior fighting the deep state is totally ridiculous. I mean, Donald Trump was created by Mossad and by Russian oligarchs and by a group of billionaires in New York and elsewhere as a basically a player. And he's played that role, and that's how he became president, essentially. So he is the maybe a little bit more um, how do you say it? He's the deep state, which has a more of an appeal for ordinary people. So unlike many deep state like Bezos or Elon, for that matter, Elon Musk, their taste is not doesn't really have an appeal for working class people in America. But Donald Trump, I mean, I have great respect for working people, but he has this sort of um, poor taste and everything, and that
Hmm.
makes him more accessible. So I think he had a sort of unique sort of characteristic that he likes pro wrestling, he likes getting drunk, he goes out. I mean, he's a guy you could sit down and like eat popcorn and watch old movies with. I mean, he has that sort of persona, and so that was very effective, and that was part of his appeal, even though he is card-carrying member of the deep state, although he's not really rich enough to qualify for the big time. Uh, Now, Elon Musk is a slightly different creature, and he's I think he's more poorly understood, and there a lot of people have serious doubts as to what Elon Musk is. Uh, there's a lot of analysts refer to Elon Musk as the Elon Musk, i.e., not as a person, but as like a an operation or a show. Um, so uh, first, if you hear Elon Musk speak, he's an idiot. He can barely put together a sentence, and it's hard to imagine that this guy managed to make whatever $300 billion through his genius. So many people have speculated that he's more of a front. He's a narcissist who attracts attention and deflects attention away from other people, like Peter Thiel, for example, who actually have the real power. And that was the relationship between Thiel and Musk in the famous PayPal mafia group. That Peter Thiel is actually, I mean, he's not a nice guy, but he's very smart. And Musk is not that smart, and so he would always put Musk out there because Musk loves attention, and so that's how he got to be where he is now. In terms of politics, I mean, he has lots of money behind him. He writes incredibly superficial things on his X account. I can barely stand to read it, but sometimes I'm compelled to in order to figure out what's going on. So I tend to see this America Party that he's coming up with as to some degree it's sort of a this entertainment as politics that we're being fed, but it is also there's a tragic aspect to it that American politics, American society American civilization, education, institutions. I mean, it's falling apart. It's falling apart rapidly. I would even go so far that if you compare it to say what happened in the Soviet Union between say 1987 and 1990, that the rate at which the United States is falling apart is faster than what we saw at the end of the Soviet Union.
Mm. So, the American society, do you think that it is more divided and it's more polarized than ever before at right now at this stage?
Mm.
Because
Right.
yeah, because how you comment on this that this divisions and this polarizations lead it to America to which stage?
Right, right. Well, so polarization has different meanings. I mean, the most obvious is massive concentration of wealth. And that's the biggest change in America over the last 20 years, but especially the last 5 years and even the last 2 years, the massive concentration of wealth so that essentially money and related power, domination is held by a tiny, tiny handful of people who, by the way, are not always very smart, as I implied, but they have an enormous amount of power. And that's the greatest thing. Uh, and I think the polarization in terms of black, white, or liberal, conservative, or uh, rural areas versus urban areas, this is real. I won't deny it. But I think basically the billionaires have hired their own strategic teams to come up with ways to try and get the little people to fight each other over stupid things. And that really has been tragic for America. But that's their strategy, is to try and get us all, MAGA hat wearers versus, transgender kids or whatever. And all these things, transgender kids or MAGA hat wearers, they made these things up. I mean, they created all these problems themselves in order to try and separate. Classic divide and conquer.
Okay.
Um,
So, and another promise, I think that then Dodge and Elon Musk
yeah,
was going to do, that
right,
he hinted about this, that to end this traditional and a very complicated form of the bureaucracy,
right,
because they want and Elon Musk said that many times, that people elect politicians but not the bureaucrats, the taxpayers' money that goes to the lavish lifestyle and other kind of stuff of the bureaucrats.
right,
So
right.
how you see that mean that as far as this new era of digitalization is concerned, and as the world is transformed in the continuous form of the transformation, that is a more digitalized form of the transformation, so do you think that this bureaucracy will going to be something like turned down, or what mean that how he will turn it down, because it's a big taxpayer money actually.
Right. Well, so the issue of bureaucracy or bureaucrats is not a simple one. There is enormous amount of waste in the American government, for that matter, in government, and I think it's always been true. We can never really get a totally pure government. Um, However, the attack on the bureaucrats is, I think, basically dishonest. Um, Bureaucrats, they may be slow and they may be narrow in their thinking, but they're much, much less corrupt than politicians. And they're much, much, much less corrupt than corporate CEOs and bankers. So the bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. are the least corrupt part of the system. Um, and the idea of government, I mean, to some degree, is this whole, I think, this illusion, this fantasy about democracy. Um, Governments cannot function simply through democracy by people voting. You have to have long-term experts there to run things. I mean, both to administer and also to analyze and assess what problems are, what policy should be. Um, and I think the main thing of getting rid of the bureaucrats firing everybody and replacing them with AI, or outsourcing everything to Palantir and Google and Amazon and Oracle. That the main reason for doing that was not to fight bureaucracy or the deep state. The main reason was that the Trump group realized that the bureaucrats would be the most substantial opposition to what they were trying to do, that ordinary people could not resist them. Uh, Politicians and business people can be bought off. But there are certain bureaucrats who are not that easy to buy off or to intimidate. And so the hope was to get rid of them all and replace them with AI. But AI is not democratic at all. I mean, you want to talk about, a truly fascist, a totalitarian system. If AI, or if you're interacting with your government through, interface, which is increasingly true in the United States, well, for that matter, in other countries, um, there's nothing to negotiate. I mean, the government tells you it, and you can do it, or you can die, right? It will never happen because there's no interface, and there's no way to appeal anything. It's like, appealing anything to Facebook, right? I mean, you can appeal to Facebook, but they'll just ignore you because there's no accountability. So I think the model for Elon Musk and Doge was basically a hostile takeover of the entire federal government. And the classic approach for a hostile takeover is first, you fire everybody who's competent or who could oppose you. And then you sell off all the assets which are valuable to make money. And then after a couple of years, you abandon the broken company that you've taken all the money out of, and you run away as fast as you can so no one can ever find you. So that's classic hostile takeover, and in fact, that's what Elon Musk has practiced at Twitter, to some degree at SpaceX, even another PayPal and elsewhere. That's his style, is to go in there, get rid of everybody, consolidate power. Twitter, I think, was substantially degraded. I'm not a big Twitter fan anyway, but it had more before, and now it's been very much degraded. And there's a whole group of pro Musk Trump people who are, I mean, basically trolls who fill it up with their garbling material.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel Pastreich, for joining me this interesting vlog. I really appreciate your insight, and thank you very much for joining me